Welcome back to the Premier League Predictor here at the Royal Oak Pub in New Malden. I'm joined again by my dad, who's very kindly agreed to come back on the show. Thanks for joining me. We've had a bit of a break, but we're back now. Going to be obviously doing the rest of the predictions till the end of the season. This week's a bit of a weird one. We've got 11 games. We've got a postponed game back early in the season, which was Fulham versus Chelsea. So that's on Thursday, and then we have a 10 game game week starting from Friday. Going to have a little chat about Liverpool, actually, seeing as we're both Liverpool fans.
Yes.
What would you be happy with at the end of the season?
Well, I've thought about this a lot. I mean, last season, on one hand, you could say we were two halves away from winning all four competitions.
Oh, we played every minute possible.
Yes, we did. And also, you could argue that we were two shootouts away from winning nothing. So,
yes.
But I think last season took it out on the players and the manager and the team as a whole. And I think anything this year would be just to qualify for the Champions League next year. That would be as much as I think we can hope for. Yeah, you never know in Europe. Europe's a funny old
well, we've got Real Madrid, so that never usually goes well, unfortunately. You never know, could get a bit of revenge. Yeah, I think I'd be happy with top four. Maybe a good cup run. I know obviously out of the Carabao, but still got the FA Cup.
Well, after yesterday's efforts, I'm not sure about that.
Probably don't deserve to be in it, so we'll see how we get on. But I think it would be sort of a season to... like an in-between season.
Yes, I think so.
Like it was a few seasons ago, and then go again next season.
Losing Virgil's a bad break for us, but also we need more midfield. We need more midfield. Hopefully, creativity really.
Maybe Bellingham in the summer, but looking quite shaky at the back. But I don't know if that's because of midfield.
Possibly. But we'll see. We'll just see how the season goes.
I think I'll take a top four and maybe a good cup run or something in the Champions League or the FA Cup. I think we'd be pretty happy with that. I think
absolutely.
Maybe getting some key signings. Maybe get Bellingham. I think that would probably be.
That would be the one, of course. Yeah. I was quite impressed with this Nunes, who doesn't like to be called Nunes, from Wolves, Mateus Nunes.
Oh, yeah.
I thought he looked pretty good, but the other guy is Neves. I thought he was excellent last night.
Yeah, I think he took quite well in. I don't think there's any interest there, but I think he actually would work quite well in our midfield. But I don't think Fernandes is on the cards now. I think he might be going to Chelsea.
Might be.
But as long as we get Bellingham, maybe Amrabat. Just need a bigger squad. I know we've got a few injuries. But
yes, I think so. Yeah, but they're to our strikers mostly, aren't they? So,
exactly.
So there we go.
Right, let's move on to Game Week 19's predictions. Starting with Fulham versus Chelsea.
Yeah.
On Thursday night. It's a bit of a tricky one. Both Fulham probably playing a bit better than Chelsea.
Well, currently Fulham are above Chelsea in the league. So I've gone for a 1-1 draw. I think Chelsea are more than capable of getting a draw, but they're in a worse state than we are at the minute, Chelsea, I'm afraid.
Yeah, I think if they lose against City in the FA Cup, and then if they lost this one against Fulham, I think Graham Potter's in big trouble.
I think so. Although they won't fire him, I don't think. But yes, it's not gone well for them either. So
although Mitrovic is suspended for the game, so that might.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
They might change it. I'm going to go for a 2-1 Chelsea. I think Chelsea will win it. I think they'll edge it. It will be close. West London derby. I think it won't be easy. But I think Chelsea will just maybe have enough to see the game out, I think. Right, on to Friday's game, Villa versus Leeds.
Yeah, I've gone for 2-0 to Villa. Leeds are just, apart from Anfield, of course, Leeds are not very good away from home.
No.
Villa are starting to come back into their own a bit. Unai Emery is a good signing for them, the manager, I think. He's a pragmatic bloke. Never going to be that dynamic, but I think he'll move them towards calmer waters. I think he's already done that. So I think 2-0. I think Leeds are going to struggle for the rest of the season myself.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I think Villa have definitely done better since Emery's come in. Leeds are a bit tricky. They certainly play better at home. and they're not easy to beat. But yeah, I think I'm going to go 2-1 to Villa as well. I think Villa might edge. I think see Leeds scoring because they always get usually quite good at going forward. Right, moving on to the 12:30 kickoff on the Saturday. It's a big one. Manchester derby.
Yes. Well, I think the score will be Rashford 2, Haaland 2.
Do you think? You're going for a 2-2 draw?
So I'm going for a 2-2 draw. Rashford starting to show, excuse me, a little bit of his abilities again. And Haaland's a complete enigma, isn't he? So I reckon, but a draw. I don't think City are strong enough defensively to keep United out, and equally vice versa.
Yeah. No, I think a draw is a fair result. I've also gone a draw, but I've gone 1-1. I think it'd be a bit closer than that. But yeah, it probably would be Haaland and Rashford to score. Both teams playing quite well. Maybe Man United playing maybe slightly better currently. Man City have had a few hiccups recently.
They have. They've got this double header against Arsenal to come later in the season, which is going to be
season defining.
I think so.
On to first to 3 o'clock kickoffs: Brighton versus Liverpool.
Well, being a Liverpool fan, of course, I put us to win, but I put that with not very much confidence. I've got us to win 1-0. I hope that Jurgen will take a pragmatic approach at the back and not try and play our way, to a great victory. Let's go for a hard-earned 1-0. Yeah. If we have to defend deep, then we'll defend deep. So that's my choice there.
Yeah, I think you got to do your homework when you play Brighton. I think especially at Brighton, and if you don't, they'll beat you. Difficult one. I can't really. I'm going to go for a draw. I think. I think. I just don't think Liverpool are playing well enough to really win convincingly. So a draw seems more, pragmatic. I think. Would you agree? Well, I know you put a win.
Well, yeah, but I think the lads might turn it round. Just hard earned.
I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw on that one. On to Everton versus Southampton. Both teams struggling.
Very much so. And I know Southampton are struggling, but they did win in the cup on Friday night.
Yes, they did.
Yesterday. Sorry, yesterday. Everton lost again. Everton are really in deep trouble, I think. So I'm going to take a punt here, and I'm going to put 2-1 Southampton.
Okay. I know. It's a bit of a weird one. I think both teams might even be happy with a draw. So I'm going to go 1-1 on that one. I think neither manager wants to lose. I think Lampard's under scrutiny, isn't he? A little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. So
I don't think they can really afford to lose it. Southampton obviously want to stop their losing streak in the league. So yeah, I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw on that one. On to Forest Leicester. Bit of a derby, that one.
It is. My dear wife, who's a somewhat closet Leicester City fan, believes that they will win 2-1 at Forest. For no other particular reason than she thinks Leicester are a better team than Forest. I'm not sure about that 100%, but again, I'll go with her for this one. So.
You'd say probably Forest playing the better at the moment. I know they lost. Did they lose in the FA Cup?
Oh, they got thrashed by Blackpool yesterday. So.
But then they beat Southampton. It's a bit of a weird one. I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw on that one. I think, neither team playing well. I think there'll be goals. I think probably a draw is probably a safe result on that one. Wolves, West Ham.
Okay, we're coming on to 3, a WW, a BB and a CC.
Yeah.
So you should put a draw for all of them, but I haven't. Wolves, West Ham. Watched them last night against Liverpool, and I was, I thought they did particularly well. I think this Lopetegui, whatever his name is, the new manager, I started to turn them around as well. Yeah. So I put 2-1 to Wolves. West Ham really in deep trouble as well, really. And what's his name? Moyes is losing the support, I think, of the fans.
Yeah.
The chairman's just died, so new blood in the club, and he might be on his way out. I think
they did beat Brentford 1-0 away, so that might give them a bit of confidence going into the game.
True.
I'm going to put 0-0.
Ooh,
I think it'd be pretty boring affair.
Interesting.
I'm going to go for the fourth draw. No, actually, fifth draw in a row for me. Brentford versus Bournemouth.
Well, again, BB should be a draw, but Bournemouth really struggling. They've lost 5 on the bounce.
Yeah.
And they knocked out the cup by a lower league team yesterday. So I'm putting 2-1 to Brentford. I don't think it will be a cakewalk. It probably might be, but Brentford, doing very well on the back of their victory against us. I don't know how they did in the cup yesterday.
Brentford, they lost 1-0 to West Ham.
Oh, they did. That's right. Yes. So they're out the cup. So yes, I think Brentford will take that 2-1.
Yeah, I think Frank won't want to lose his winning streak or his home streak. So I'm going to go for 1-0 to Brentford on that one. I think I can see Brentford winning, but not. It won't be easy. Never is. But Chelsea versus Palace.
Yeah, I go for a home win for Chelsea 2-0. Palace, I've done reasonably well this season, but they're out the cup and they're sliding a bit. They haven't done particularly well. The thing about Palace is when you least expect them to do something, they do.
Yes.
And when you do expect them to do something, they don't. Chelsea need a home win.
Yeah.
And I think 2-0, I think they'll get it.
I guess it depends how the Fulham game goes for Chelsea. If they win that comfortably, then you'd think they'd win this comfortably. And they are the better team. So you've gone 2-0, I've gone 1-0.
Okay.
Again, neither team really impressing anybody. But yeah, I just think Palace just seem to be all at sea. I don't know. Just don't know what team's going to show up.
No.
Moving on to Newcastle versus Fulham is the next game.
Well, again, Newcastle riding high, but Fulham doing reasonably well as well. And Newcastle's home record is excellent.
Yes.
Is it true they only lost 1 league game this season or 2 league games?
2 or 1 or 2, yeah. They're defensive, probably the best defensive team in the league for sure.
And I can't see Fulham getting a result up there, so I've gone 2-0 to Newcastle.
Yeah, I mean, I can see maybe Fulham scoring. I've gone 2-1 to Newcastle. I think Newcastle will win, but probably get like a Mitrovic penalty or something like that on his return. And the final game is North London derby. There's quite a few derbies this week. This might be the pick of the bunch. Spurs Arsenal.
Yeah, a difficult one to call. Tottenham again, a complete enigma. No idea what team Spurs are going to turn out in any particular game.
Yeah.
North London derby, you'd expect them to go hell for leather at Arsenal, which will probably, in my opinion, play to Arsenal's hands. And I can see Arsenal taking an early lead and then doubling that in the last couple of minutes, having withstood a lot of Tottenham pressure.
Yeah.
So 2-0 to Arsenal
Okay.
is my guess.
I'm going to go. I was thinking about maybe a Spurs win because they won't want Arsenal to win the league. They'll be up for it. It's a home game. It's against the enemy. I was going to say Spurs to win it, but I think I'll go safe and go 1-1 draw. I think Arsenal to drop points again. But I could see a Spurs win, but I'll stay safe and go 1-1 on that game. But yeah, that is our game of the week. So get your predictions in the comment sections below. We had a winner last time, so they've been entered into a draw for the end of the season. So yes, get as many predictions as you can in the comment section below, and whoever gets it correct will be pinned and entered into competition. So yeah, and apart from that, I think we've covered all the games.
I think we have.
Yep.
So let's get this silly FA Cup out of the way and get back to the serious stuff in the league. So.
We'd only be saying that if we were out.
You better, of course.
And we did win it last year. So. But yes. Thanks for watching. Thanks to Royal Oak again for having us. Yes, do subscribe if you haven't. Trying to get to 100 subscribers. I do like the video, and obviously get your predictions in the comment section below. And yeah, we'll see you next week. Thanks very much.
Cheerio. Bye bye.